Welcome to Student Connections, where students connect with their community.
Hello and welcome to Student Connections, a show that connects our students with their community. My name is Maddie McLean, and today we're covering topics around Marysville and in our school. First, Sarah Ann Klein-Feinberg talked to John Wesch, president of the Marysville Lions Club, about the activities the club is planning.
Hello and welcome to Student Connection. My name is Sarah Ann Klein-Feinberg, and here today I'm with Mr. John Wesch from the Marysville Lions Club. How are you doing?
Nice to meet you, Sarah.
What does your organization do?
The Marysville Lions Club is a service organization, and we provide funding primarily for sight and hearing needs.
Oh. How long has it been established?
Marysville Lions Club has been here since 1941. The Lions International, which we're part of, has been around since 1917.
Wow. What made you want to join the club?
The fact that the club does so many service activities for this community and the chance to be able to volunteer and help out the community is such a rewarding experience.
Yeah, definitely. How do you become a part of the Lions Club? Is there an age limit?
Right now, yes, we have an age limit for the club, and that is 18 years and older to be a member of the club. However, there's no age as far as volunteering and helping with the club.
Okay. Let's talk about some major activities. The White Cane Sale and the Mint Sale. Tell me about those.
Sure. The White Cane Sale and the Mint Sale both are opportunities for us to raise funds, and we'll have one of the fundraising activities in the fall, one in the spring.
Can you tell me about Art in the Park?
Art in the Park is a opportunity for us again to have a fundraiser where we'll help out the Friends of the Art in Marysville. And we have a refreshment stand that we'll sell hot dogs and drinks and such.
That's nice. Let's talk about the festival. What are the dates?
This year, the Marysville Festival will be held, let me get this right, June 19th through the 23rd.
Okay. What about the refreshment tent?
The refreshment tent, we plan to have activities going on there throughout the whole day. Something different than we hadn't been using the tent that much, but this year we're trying to find events to take place in the tent. And at nighttime, of course, we have the adult entertainment there with the bands playing and refreshments.
Okay. Tell me about your advertising programs, like your sponsors and your contacts and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's part of our big fundraiser is the festival program, and it gives an opportunity for all the local businesses that support the Marysville Lions Club to put an ad in the program. And you'll find so many worthwhile organizations, businesses that have supported us throughout the year and listed in the program. As well as in the program, you'll find the schedule, the dates, times, and fees for the carnival, schedule of the events that will be taking place during the festival and activities that will be going on.
Okay. Will there be fireworks?
Yes, of course. This year we're going to have fireworks.
I heard about a program where you let little elementary kids, there's a raffle. Tell me about that.
Yes, it's something that we started a year or so ago where, yes, we have a raffle for elementary school. Child winner is able to come to the opening night of the fireworks and is able to push a button and start the display.
That's very cool. Now, obviously, there's a lot of road closings and stuff that you have to do for the festival. Tell me about your relationship with the city that allows you to do that.
The City of Marysville and the Lions Club have a great working relationship. The city, I can't say enough how they support and are with us and help us to put up this festival in the beautiful city park that we have in Marysville. Without them, our festival cannot be as successful, and we just would not be able to have the people to come down and enjoy those days down in the park.
That's cool. Do you have like a city lunch that you host, and who's invited to that?
The city luncheon is something that we'll put on for the city employees and all those involved in helping out with the festival activities. Just before we start the festival, it's an opportunity for us to say thank you to the city and to some vendors that have helped us out to come down and enjoy a nice luncheon there prepared by the Lions.
That's really nice. So let's talk about some other programs. Tell me about your eyeglass collection.
Sure, that's a big effort on our part to do, and it's a national, international program where we'll collect used eyeglasses. You'll see the boxes for collection in restaurants in the area.
Okay.
This year, I'm not too sure all who has the boxes, but they're identified as the Lions Club boxes there. We take the glasses once they're collected, and special people clean, polish, and rate the lenses with their prescriptions, and they're redistributed to those in need throughout the world.
That's very cool. Tell me about other site programs. Do you have any leader dogs?
Leader Dogs for the Blind is our big project. We maintain that program and have since the starting of the Marysville Lions Club. Helen Keller challenged the Lions Club to be knights for the blinds in the crusade against blindness, and since then that has been one of our main areas that we work at. Leader Dogs for the Blind, and right here in Marysville we have a Leader Dog for the Puppy training program that we support.
That's very cool. Do you have any orthopedic equipment that's used?
Orthopedic equipment is something else that we do have. We have an ample supply of crutches, canes, walkers, even shower chairs to use for those who are unable to get these appliances, and it's at no charge.
Nice. What about Mints to the Military?
That's another program that we're glad to be able to do, and we do buy ample amounts of mints and have them distributed to our services overseas.
What does the Marysville Lions Club do for the library?
Marysville Lions Club is proud to support the Friends of the Library in Marysville. We have a program where we fund an activity over there, or we do support the library. We even have some of our meetings held at the library.
Okay. What does the Lions Club do for the Boy Scouts troop?
Marysville Lions Club charters the Boy Scout Troop 216, and we support Troop 216 and all its needs as much as we can. We have a volunteer from our club that's a liaison between the troop and the Lions Club.
That's very nice. Is the Lions Club involved in any improvement projects for the city?
We are always taking a look at opportunities to help the city. Right now we have two beautiful benches along the boardwalk in Marysville. If you go on at the gazebo, you'll notice the benches in there. Those are from the Marysville Lions Club. We've had projects before where at the golf course we've helped with the charging station there for the golf carts, help rebuild that. There, in the Marysville Park itself, you'll see the pavilion. It was one of the first major projects the Lions Club did in the park. We have an actual water fountain there that's the shape of a lion in the park too.
That's very cool. So I know you're a proud sponsor of Marysville High School. Tell me about what you do for the high school.
We enjoy helping out Marysville High School and the youth programs here by, first of all, Channel 6 is one of our favorite funding efforts here. We also help out with the all-night senior class party. Also, we're very happy to be able to provide 6 $1,000 scholarships for those graduating seniors entering into St. Clair Community College or Baker College.
That's very cool. What about the Little League or anything with the little children?
Sure. Youth programs, again, activities is something else that the Lions are supportive of. Little League Baseball, we fund a team, Little League itself, and we also fund the Marysville Youth Soccer Program.
Very cool. Well, thanks for joining us today. Join us again next time on M6, your hometown station.
You may be eligible for a credit on your electric bill if you experience lengthy or frequent service outages. To request the $25 credit, contact your electricity provider. For more information about the credit and tips for surviving power outages, call the Michigan Public Service Commission at 1-800-292-9555 or visit their website at michigan.gov/MPSC and click on Consumer Information. A public service message from the Michigan Public Service Commission.
There's a lot going on this year with the Lions Club. There's also a lot going on at the Port Huron Museum. Sierra Slobodecki had the chance to talk to the executive director of the museum, Susan Bennett.
Hello and welcome to Student Connections. I'm Sierra Slobodecki here with Executive Director Susan Bennett of the Port Huron Museum. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm delighted to be here.
Great. Now, can you tell us a little about yourself and the position you have
My
at the museum?
position?
Yes, your position.
Well, my position is executive director, and that basically means that I try to keep all the parts going. You know, we've got a department of collections, we've got a department of marketing, we've got a business to run, as well as volunteer coordinator, and all of those things we get together often. We're all in the same building, and we keep it running.
Wow, sounds like a busy job.
It is a busy job, and we love it. I've got an exceptional crew to work with.
That's very good. Now, where in Port Huron is the museum located and what are the hours?
The museum is located at 11156 6th Street, which is between Court and Wall, just one block off Military.
Okay,
So it's easy to find, a whole city block.
great. Can you tell us a little of the background on the Port Huron Museum and possibly the building itself?
It's kind of an interesting story. The building was built in 1904 as a Carnegie Library, and Andrew Carnegie built over 1,700 of them across the country.
Oh,
A lot. And many are still in existence, although a lot have gone. And this was the 4th Carnegie Library built. So some of the beautiful wood and the Tiffany glass and stuff that you saw when you were at the museum, we were very fortunate to have those kind of amenities built into the building. It was the Port Huron Public Library until 1970 when they built the new library across from City Hall. And at that time, a group of volunteers thought, we really need a historical museum. And all volunteers formed it in 1971, and it's been that way ever since.
yes, it really is an outstanding site.
Well, thank you.
Now, what is the mission of your museum?
The mission of the museum is to promote local arts, history, and culture, and to save them for future generations. And sometimes that's not as easy as it sounds, but we're doing okay. We're doing okay.
That's good. What sites are included in the museum?
Well, there's the Carnegie Center, the one we just spoke about, the Carnegie Library. We also have the Huron Lightship, which is right there on the river near Pine Grove Park. We have the Thomas Edison Depot, which is beneath the Blue Water Bridges, and that was actually the depot where Thomas Edison worked in his 11, 12, 13-year-old years. Wow. So that's very historic, over almost 200 years old. And then last year we entered into an agreement with St. Clair County Park Division, and we are the operating partner for the Fort Gratiot Lighthouse.
Oh, wow. That's very...
And that's an exceptional place if you haven't been.
Yes,
it was the oldest lighthouse in Michigan, built in 1814 and rebuilt in 1829. So we're pretty excited about that. We saw over 15,000 visitors in our first 4 months.
Oh, wow. That's quite a few.
That's big.
That's
good.
Big. Now, do you offer any tours? And
we offer tours all the time. All the time. In fact, at the lighthouse, they're ongoing, starting at 10 in the morning and on every half hour. For the other sites, we've got very competent people that will take you either on a personal tour, or for a group of 20 or more, you can book a private tour and spend up to an hour and a half at each site.
Oh, great. I'll have to take you up on that.
All right, please do. Please do.
How many and what types of people does it take to keep the museum going?
Well, our volunteers are very important to us. You know, we've got volunteers that work at the desk. We've got volunteers that come in and help us put up and take down exhibits, which they change about 5 times a year at the Carnegie. We've got volunteers at each of the sites who offer us relief for when the site manager has to be gone. We have a lot of volunteers that do special events for us. And that's important too, because we're a nonprofit and we end up having a lot of events and parties and those kind of things to raise funds, and they're a very important part of that.
Oh, that's very good. Now, is there anything in particular for possibly the older age groups?
It runs the gamut. We do everything from the tiny Cub Scout groups where you can come and earn a badge, depending on or Girl Scouts, I shouldn't say just Cub Scouts, but Girl Scout groups as well, to all the way through school. And our education department, whenever we have an exhibit, they will go and research what Michigan State GLIC, which is the grade requirement, learning requirements for each grade, they will design a program around that, so you're actually getting school credit for it, and that would help educators bring their classes to the museum. And then we've got different resident groups. We've got a lapidary group that works with stones and rocks, if you will. And we've got the St. Clair Family History Group that meets every month. We've got Blue Water Art that is there every Tuesday, and that's a group of about 40 very active people. So we've got those resident groups too that are free and open to anyone.
Wow, sounds like you're busy there.
We are very busy there, but we do love it.
That's great. Now, I know you said Cub Scouts, but is there any type of other kids programs at
We
the
do kids
museum?
programs just about every weekend. Whenever we have an exhibit, we try to do a program every Saturday that relates to the exhibit. So most of them are free. A lot of them are hands-on craft kind of things, or occasionally we'll do a lecture, but we try to appeal to a family on that level. So there'll be something for the parents as well as something to keep the kids engaged, more than just crayons.
Great. Now, I know you had the Underground Railroad exhibit running. How did that go?
It went very well. I would say that I don't think our attendance was quite what I wanted to have, but I'm still pretty proud of what we put together. It was actually 2 exhibits. One was the Underground Railroad, which came to us from Welland, Ontario, which is relatively close as things go. And we were on the list for 3 years to get it. And that's all about the passage to freedom and the secret signs and symbols and all of that. Well, that didn't take up quite enough of our space. So we also contacted Michigan State, and in their textile department, they had a quilting exhibit. And it was called Quilting Sisters, and all made by African Americans in Michigan. And those quilts on the wall, well, you saw.
Yes.
They're pretty impactful. They're big and colorful, and the story of each quilter is attached to it. So the 2 together gave us the Underground Railroad.
Wow, it's quite miraculous.
Thank you. And we're going to change it up again in just 2 weeks. We've only got a few days left with the Underground Railroad. It closes on Sunday, the 24th.
Okay, great. Now, speaking of changing it up, what is your newest exhibit and when does it open?
This was really cool. It's called Byte by Byte, the story of computer innovation. And we have a local educator collector who has an amazing collection of old meaning 30 or 40 years, not quite ancient or antique, but old computer equipment. And this includes the big disk that we used to use, and we have actually a mainframe that is the size of 3 refrigerators, and you'll be able to walk into it and push a button and see where the memory is, where the power supply is, where all of these things are. And just as importantly is we have a really interesting biography series of the 10 guys who really put computers into our hands today. So we're looking forward to it. That it starts to go up next week, and the grand opening will be Saturday, March 9th.
Great.
And it will be here through April.
Great. Sounds like a very cool hands-on.
It will be hands-on. There will be a internet cafe sort of thing, or a game room where you can play against other people on old equipment, and an old VIC-20, which none of you remember, or a Commodore 64, Pac-Man, those kind of things. So we're really excited to have it. It's kind of technology and it's kind of history, and it does all those things that we like to do.
Great. Now, will there be a charge for this?
Normally, the adults are $7, students and seniors are $5, and children 4 and under are free. And but also, if you're a member, you can come to any exhibit for free, and those memberships range from $15 to a senior and student to $45 for a family of 6.
Great. Well, that's all the time we have for now. I'm Sierra Slobodecki for Student Connections. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for letting me tell our story.
Yes. Have a great day.
Some dreams are universal. Dreams that inspire us. Multiple sclerosis is a devastating disease that changes lives forever. The National MS Society does more for people with MS than any organization in the world. But we can't do it alone. To get involved, visit us online at nationalmssociety.org or call 1-800-FIGHT-MS. This is why we're here. Because nobody dreams of having multiple sclerosis.
The computer exhibit at the museum looks very interesting. Maybe I'll go check it out. Now we move into the school to learn about scholarship opportunities for our seniors. Wayne Height talked to Mrs. Price to find out more.
Hello and welcome to Student Connections. I'm Wayne Height, and joining me today is Marysville High School's counselor, Mrs. Price. How are you doing?
Good morning.
Now, let's start off with talking about scholarships. Tell us, what is a scholarship?
A scholarship is free money for post-secondary schooling, and it's usually based on a grade point average or a special quality that you might have.
Okay, now what advice can you give to any underclassmen about scholarships?
Start early.
Start
that is
early?
the biggest thing, yes.
Okay.
By documenting some of the experiences you've had, like volunteer work, community service, and document that on a flash drive.
Okay,
And keep that handy. Every year update that.
all right,
So when it comes time to apply for scholarships, which is really more towards the senior year,
yeah,
that you have those portions complete.
okay. Now, what's the difference between scholarships, grants, and loans?
Grants are also free money, but it's based on your income or your parents' income.
Okay,
Scholarships, as I said, is free money also, but it's based more on your grade point average
Okay.
and some of your qualities. Loans, of course, is something you have to pay back.
yeah,
So that's the definite downside.
yeah, that's the now the grants, that's with the FAFSA, I'm assuming?
Correct.
Okay, and then as a high school counselor, how important are scholarships in your opinion?
Wow, really important. I know for a lot of our students, they wouldn't be able to go and do any type of schooling after high school if it weren't for scholarships. Definitely.
All right. Now, what is the difference between the local scholarships and the state scholarships?
The state scholarships really come more through the school itself that you will be attending.
Okay,
So, for instance, when you apply to a college or any type of school,
Yeah.
they're going to put together sort of a package for you.
Okay.
And that's the money that's specific to that institution.
all right.
And you only can use it at that institution.
yeah,
The local scholarships really are more widespread. So you could use them for any institution. But
Alright.
the money comes really from your local community.
oh, okay. Now, what is the deadline to applying for these local scholarships and everything?
The deadlines are really coming up.
They
It's
are?
between March and around the 1st of May is when most of them are due.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
It's coming
quick.
right up.
Yeah. Oh, I better get to work. All right. Now, which one, in your opinion, do you think is more beneficial, the local or the state scholarships?
The state scholarships really are larger. So most people will decide where they're going to school based on what that school will give them.
Okay.
And that's state money.
All right. Sweet. Now, can you explain the criteria in applying for a scholarship and how the process works?
When you're applying for a scholarship through a university, they have their own set of criteria. And you have to pay attention to the due dates and what they're really looking for.
Okay.
If you're looking at a local scholarship, for instance, the things that come through our office, that is really very individualized. So there might be some, for instance, for someone who's going to be studying to be a teacher
Okay.
or business.
Yeah.
So they can be really specific.
Okay then. Now, what is the most popular scholarship at Marysville High School?
I don't know that we have a most popular one. You know, it really varies from year to year.
Okay,
Based
yeah.
on what the students are interested in.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Now, how many scholarships are available at Marysville High School?
Depending on the year, because again, it depends on how much money is available that particular year.
Okay.
And some of these groups, for instance, like the Lions Club,
Yeah.
hold fundraisers to get that money
Yeah.
to give
so
to students.
it just depends on how much they get.
It is.
Okay. Now, are the scholarships awarded at Honors Night in June?
Yes, they're recognized then.
Okay.
Yes.
And then is there a limited amount of scholarships that a student can receive?
Never.
No?
Never.
So the sky's the limit?
Sky's the limit, basically.
All right. Now, how much money is distributed for scholarships each year at Marysville High School?
That's an interesting question because I don't know that we've necessarily kept track of the amount of money.
Oh, really?
Which would be a great thing to do.
Yeah.
When I saw your question there, I wondered about that. We have never really done that. But on average, the amount of scholarships, the number is somewhere around 50, 55 for each graduating class.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, it's been a pleasure having you here.
Thanks for having me.
And tune in next time. We'll be back with more after this.
Our fugitive has been on the run for 90 minutes. Average foot speed over uneven terrain, barring any injuries, is 4 miles per hour. What I need from each and every one of you is a full target search of every gas station, residence, warehouse, farmhouse, hen house, outhouse, and doghouse in that area. Your fugitive has just cashed in his 401k plan, and all he had to do was roll it over.
Learn about rollovers and protecting your financial future, and choose to save.
You can't mess with a big dog.
Students at Marysville should definitely look into applying for these scholarships if they plan on going to college after high school. Before leaving high school, the seniors will be having an all-night party after their prom in April. Mr. Lito, who was in charge of planning for this party, gave Joel Pizzo more information.
Hello and welcome to Student Connections. I'm Joel Pizzo, and joining me today is Mr. Lito with the senior all-night party. Mr. Lito, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
So what day is the all-night party on?
The all-night party is going to be right after the prom. The prom is on April 20th, and the all-night party will actually start on the 21st at about 12:30 exactly. I shouldn't say not at, but exactly at 12:30, and it'll end at 5:30.
Gotcha. Are the kids able to leave midway through the party?
Unfortunately, no. It's a lock-in situation, so the kids will be required to be there until the end.
Okay. Is there time to change between the prom and the party?
Yes, your prom will be over at about 11:30, and then between 11:30 and 12:30, that'll give you time to be able to change, but you'll be back at the school promptly by 12:30.
Is everyone that was allowed into the prom allowed into the after party?
Yes, anybody, including any of the dates that might not be from Marysville, will also be allowed. You'll have a wristband that you will have purchased a ticket for, and with that wristband, you'll be allowed into the party.
Okay. Is there going to be a DJ at the party?
This year there will not be a DJ. We will have music in the background, but there will be no actual DJ.
Will there be food and drinks provided for the kids?
As all of you are aware of or hungry for, there will be lots of food. That's part of the admission price. There will be lots of food that you do not have to pay for.
What kinds of activities will be available?
That's a great question. We've got activities that range from the pool activities, we've got obstacle courses, bungee runs, laser tag. There will be open gym periods where you can go in and just shoot baskets or do volleyball activities. There is a wrecking ball machine that we've also rented.
Wow.
So there's going to be lots of activities that are available for you to take part of.
As far as where the students can go, what areas of the school will be open?
The school is allowing us to have the commons area in full use, the pool, both gyms. You will also have a ping pong room and a card, which we're going to have euchre and poker tournaments in, so you'll have a card room also.
Are there meetings still being held for the parents?
Yes, most definitely. Our next meeting actually is Monday, February 7th or 27th at 6:30 in the media center here in the school. So any of the senior parents, we encourage you to attend that meeting because we do need your help.
Is there any way for kids to help out?
Yes. The kids can be active and help us with our bottle drive, and our bottle drive will take place on March 2nd. We're going to start at 9 o'clock at the fire hall, and we would like to see all of our seniors there because we do need your support. This is a funded event that is funded right by the seniors and the parents involved.
Have there been parents from previous years, either with multiple kids or just old parents that have helped with the planning?
Yes, it's interesting that you say that. We've gotten some good input from previous groups that have gone through this. Last year, this activity did not take place, so it's actually a couple years back and beyond that the parents have been taking part in, but have given us very useful information in regards to our fundraising efforts especially, and those parents have also, some of them are critical as to part of the process now.
All right, thanks for joining us. Sounds like the party will be a lot of fun. Good luck on the rest of the planning.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be back right after this.
It sounds like the seniors are going to have a great time. Remember, seniors, if you can help with the bottle drive on Saturday, meet at the fire station. I hope you enjoyed meeting our guests today. Thanks for joining us on Student Connections. I'm Maddie McLean for M6, your hometown station.